Tim Sladek with MPBoxing.com, and I'm here with the man, Mr. Alex Ariza. And you know what? Actually, before I get started into the actual thought process of how he thought his fighter did that night, I'm going to bring up a subject, and that's the weigh-in. This man worked hard on getting Manny to the exact weight of 145, and he had Manny at 145. I was backstage and I watched. 30 seconds before Manny was supposed to get on the scale, we looked and all of a sudden Manny was gone. We asked, where's Manny? Someone said he's in the restroom. I couldn't believe I saw Alex's face. He's like, you got to be kidding me. And Manny got on the scale at 144. I know that was a little funny, a little humorous, disappointing to you because I know how hard you worked. But I'll tell you what, this man's a magician right here. What do you think and how do you rate Manny's performance in the fight?
I thought, I don't think he could have done any better. He went in there, he dominated, bigger, stronger, supposedly, 147-pound, one of the best fighters, if not the best welterweight out there. And he went in there and he destroyed him. So.
I think when you're looking at Manny's abilities, we all know Manny's abilities. We know that what Freddie Roach can do with Manny. But what I seen in this particular fight was Manny's ability after the 4th, 5th, 6th round to actually overcome the strength of another man by his own strength. And I think that's due to having a strength coach like Alex Ariza in the corner, like having him every day in Pacquiao, and having Manny eat the right foods and stay in discipline. I've seen you work Manny out, and I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. I'm glad to have Alex Ariza as a part of Manny's camp, as I'm a fan of Manny, and I love to see him win and say thank you very much.
Oh, no, definitely, it's my pleasure. I mean, Manny's a great athlete to work with, and it was a great camp. I'm glad everything turned out the way it did, and now the world got to see, just how that there's no excuses for this fight.
No, I hear you. Now, I got to ask you, it's out there. Mayweather put it out there. He basically called Manny out. I got to ask you, what do you want to see next in the future for Manny?
I mean, I'm like anybody else. I'd like to see a great fight. Mayweather's, to me, he's just a lot of talk. Little Floyd, all he does is talk big, and that's all he ever done. He just got called out and got called on his game by some radio DJ guy and got put in his place. But Mayweather always says, he hasn't called me out. He hasn't called me out. But since that's not really how the business works. Yeah. So you have promoters, you have managers, and those guys are the guys who sit down and they hammer out a deal. See, Floyd would know that if he knew the business. That's why he's broke and he owes the IRS $6.6 million.
There you go.
He should learn the business, know how the promotion works, and stop going out there saying that Manny hasn't called him out. I mean, let's be realistic. I can name 3 other fighters that's called him out, and where has it got them? Mosley, Paul Williams, Margarito. So some geriatric Mexican from Mexico calls him out, Marquez, so he jumps at that and says, oh, Marquez called me out? Yeah. So that's all it took? So what happened to those other 3 guys? Why didn't they get in the mix?
Hey, I'm not going to argue with any of those points. What I'm going to ask, though, is if that fight happens, are you looking forward to it? And if so, are you going to do the same type of training that you did with Manny for the Cotto fight?
I think we will. I mean, we'll probably make some minor adjustments, focus more on speed and whatever strategic game plan that Freddie does. Every time we have a fight, Freddie always sits me down, says what he wants Manny's strengths to be, and I try to focus on that and come up with something that'll complement whatever it is that Freddie wants to have done.
Beautiful. Well, as a fan of Manny Pacquiao myself, I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thanks for having me.
I thought you were incredible. Again, this is Manny Pacquiao's official website, MPBoxing.com, and we say thank you.